You are listening to Subject to Change, real people experiencing real life, unscripted.
Welcome to episode 1 of Subject to Change. If you're new here, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're going to try to drop a new episode every week. And without further ado, let's jump right in.
And you started with Sarah. You're a divorced twice woman. Mallory has never been married.
Never had
kids. So, but you guys really connected at work, and you want to talk about the different aspects of both those parts of life. And then Dad over here wants to interject every once in a while to these young women that I consider both my daughters. So, yeah.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I want to experience new things in life that I've never done because I have anxiety and Dad says I need to toughen up.
And this will be interesting for other people because
some people don't know how to talk about it. Maybe
anxiety.
Seeing me experience and live through it might be inspirational. Because I'm huge into mental health. Yeah, mental health is very important to me.
I think it is to all of us.
Yeah.
I think that's what's kind of brought us together, talking about it.
Because we the connection was really it was
spontaneous.
Instantaneous.
It was scary.
It was. I was like,
Okay, so some background because we're not, stars creating a podcast and no one knows us. So
Nameless.
Mallory, start with your age, where you came from.
I am.
What makes you so special?
Well, absolutely nothing. No, I'm just kidding. So I am 32 years of age. I grew up in Pataskala, Ohio. Small town. Yeah, really nothing super special about me.
dude, you played volleyball.
I did play volleyball. I played college volleyball. I played some volleyball. I did all kinds of sports. Yeah.
Wait, where'd you play college volleyball?
Muskingum. It was D3, but it's still.
Still.
Yeah.
Did you get a scholarship?
No, but so I started out majoring in. I actually wanted to be a teacher, and then my dad's a teacher, and he came to me my junior year and was like, "I don't think being a teacher is a great idea anymore because just the field has changed so much." And so I switched my major to digital media design, and I did that my junior year, and I ended up actually dropping out my senior year.
Oh, so you're actually qualified to do the podcast then?
Well.
Oh, digital media design, that's more artistic, not
Artistic,
podcast
yeah.
stuff,
It was a bit of a hodgepodge.
which Sarah has a little bit of that. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about you.
About a little bit of what? Design?
I said age.
Oh, age. Yeah, 37. Grew up in Granville, Ohio. And mother of a 17-year-old. Went to college at OU, graduated in criminal justice, and spent a lot of my career in human services, which is unique because I've gotten both aspects of human services and criminal justice, but I'm really passionate about victimology and victims' rights and justice for victims. Which kind of led me to start a mental health clothing brand. I'm also a photographer, and now I'm just navigating life as a single woman, mom.
Extremely talented.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so we have this in common, this single woman thing between you guys, and then, so what do we build from there?
Friendship. I'm sorry.
Very close friendship.
Yeah.
New experiences.
Yes.
Don't say the word either, because I don't want to hear that word anymore today.
Airplane?
I was going to say outcomes.
Oh.
So by new experiences, do you mean, so Mallory's a 32-year-old, never married, no kids. You're a 37-year-old, married a couple times, one child who's basically an adult now. So what does that new experiences look like to you?
For me, more traveling, doing things that I've always had anxiety about because I've kind of been sheltered a lot, I feel like. I mean, I've lived, but like I want to do more. Like I feel like I've been really trapped where I'm at for a long time, so like I want to experience more life.
Same.
Yeah. Why does that look like that to you, Mallory?
Because I have gotten in my own way for so long. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I feel like I haven't lived. I've just been too scared to either settle down, get married, do anything. And I've been in a state of paralysis in some sense. So I want to kind of get out of my own way, experience life.
So when I talk to people that are in my life about this podcast, they ask like, well, what's it going to be about?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know. I think we're just going to roll with stuff that we experience every day, what we do, and questions and concerns about that. And yeah, maybe talk about feelings. And
Yeah.
I'll be the moderator. So I will ask, and we'll start with Mallory. What is the one thing that's concerning you right now? If you just, someone held a gun to your head and said, what's the one thing that you're most concerned about in your life right now and you want to talk about?
Oh, I feel like this is a loaded question. Because there's so many things. It's just unfortunate. I'm going to give a really generic statement and just say time. I feel like I'm running out of it.
That's really generic.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to say
need
my
you
job.
to be more
No.
specific. Your job.
From a life perspective?
I feel like we should not talk about the job.
Yeah, that's probably good.
It's going to trigger some feelings
Yeah,
for both of us.
I get that. Yeah.
Oh, except for what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what we do.
I love what we do.
Yeah.
Just in how we do it sometimes. It's like, what?
It's the other part.
Yeah.
Oh, because you want to make a you want to do something different.
Yeah.
In how you do it.
Yeah. I think we could make it.
It's really more about communication and leadership style for me. I think I've been, without throwing anything under the bus or like throwing shade, I've been through a lot of toxic work cultures to know when one exists, and when it does exist, my immediate response is like no go. Like I immediately get like I'm done.
Yeah. You're trying to
Like-
protect yourself.
Yeah, mentally I'm just, but now I'm also trying to challenge myself to like, okay, like, can we turn it off at home? Can we focus on the other things you have going on? Because they're more important. And this is literally just like, you need this right now. But like, I do love what we do.
But yeah, I think I can be somewhat of an open book too much. So sometimes.
You are and you're not.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge you on that because you are and you're not. Like, you're open about stuff you do, but you're not open about what you want.
Whoa. Whoa, Sarah.
We don't always know what we want.
Oh, man.
That was really good, though. This is true.
So the podcast is called Subject to Change. Let's talk about why is that called Subject to Change?
Well, the initial idea is the fact that, you know, every day or every week, every month, every year, life changes and we have to adapt to it. So we're always subject to a change in our life, and that's how we go about it. And that's why our tagline is "Everything is fine," because even if it's the worst, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I may dramatically say "fine" all the time.
Exactly.
I do. I say it all the time.
Mallory?
Great. Yeah, I mean, I think you just hit it nail on the head. I love our tagline. I love sometimes the sarcasm that comes with it. But everything really will be fine. It's just about perspective, and switching that up sometimes can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this attitude because that's really how I feel. Like everything's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you from my perspective, the woman that I'm dating now that was a big challenge for me when we first started dating, because she would always say, like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Every time I had a problem and I just wanted to communicate the problem. And she just said, oh, I know it's going to be great. I'm like, well, how do you know? How do you actually know that? I don't think she does, but I think she's just trying to be positive. So how do we, or really, AKA you guys, say just everything is going to be fine? Like, I guess bring those two things together, subject to change and everything's going to be fine. What happens in between? Because there's clearly something that happens, and then how is everything going to be fine? How do we, or you guys, plan to talk about that?
That's a challenging question.
It is.
Well, I mean, it's changing, but then in the middle, you have your method of how you're going to approach how everything is going to be fine. But I think that looks different for each person. It's an individual fine.
Right.
So how you react, how you handle it, how you approach it, I think is the middle ground of that.
Love that.
What do you think?
I just think you hit it. It was perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm seeing right now that Mallory's always just going to agree with you. So
always
I'm going to have to.
Whoa,
We're going to have to force
guys.
her to
No.
talk.
Listen,
She always does.
I really thought it was really good, and I couldn't agree more.
This is how it goes.
Hey, listen. Yeah, I think you made up a really good point with subject to change, and then how the whole concept is vastly different than everything is fine. Because if everything's going to change, how is that fine? And it's the middle ground. But I think that the beauty is in the change and just being able to adjust, if that makes sense.
I think it does. Mm-hmm. Have you guys listened to other podcasts?
Mainly true crime for me. Yeah.
I have
I'm
not.
a huge true crime junkie.
This would be interesting.
Oh, so why would you decide to do a podcast about something like this? You never really listened to a real, I mean, true crime thing is a real podcast, but they're not interviewing or talking about things. And like, why would I sit and think about, sorry, I'm drinking beer. I sit and think about what do I get? Why would I just click on a podcast to listen to it?
Because we're fun.
Mm-hmm. Entertaining.
Entertaining.
There's a million people that are fun and entertaining.
Oh my
in
gosh.
the world.
Not as fun as us.
Because I do stupid stuff and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
No,
do.
because I think, because our stories are unique and people can relate to them, and I'm all about, I have a adult coloring page in my office that says my voice matters. And I do that because your voice does matter. And I think that's my reasoning behind it, is because I want to show other people that your voice does matter. And you can talk about
I like
things.
that.
I do too. I love it.
That means, so what we want to tell other people, like, it's okay. I mean, here's a dad and his newly found daughter with her best friend.
Can't wait to talk about that. Yeah.
Because every voice matters.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Mm-hmm. And that just comes. I've always been passionate about that. I've worked with a lot of people who can't stand up for themselves, and being able to help them stand up for themselves has been a passion of mine. So I'm going to keep that going, but in a widespread environment.
Yeah.
Who are those people that can't help themselves? What are you talking
Like
about?
when I've worked with case management and mental health, or victim advocacy for domestic violence victims, it really showed me a lot of things. But like, just also people who are in their own environments who may not have been in those situations, I notice just an experience of life, and people I've come across don't feel comfortable speaking to their family or their loved ones or someone about certain things, or saying they need help or someone to talk to or anything like that. And so that's where that comes from too. Not just what I've worked with, but
Wow.
yeah.
Good stuff.
It is really good stuff. Well, I think that's a wrap for our first episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode of Subject to Change. I'm Mallory, and everything is